Hello everybody and welcome back to, well, it's not to anything really, because today we're going to be talking about a bit of a controversial subject surrounding the Jurassic Park / world toy community, and that is the most recent Mattel Kickstarter. It's not really a Kickstarter, they call it Mattel Creations, but for all intents and purposes, it's a Kickstarter with various goals that unlock different rewards, and the rewards being just a better thing that you back. So, I saw this not too long ago. This is what they call the Jurassic World The Gates crowdfund. Well, I don't know why they call it Jurassic World The Gates when it's got nothing to do with Jurassic World. Already off to a strong start. And basically, I saw this not too long ago, and it was just mind-boggling to me because, for a start, it was originally only for US customers, so everyone else in the rest of the world. And if you have anything to do with the Jurassic toy community, you'll know that America, or the US, because, you know, Mattel's based in the US, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, they get a lot of the toys that the rest of the world doesn't. Me being from the UK and then living in Japan now, I find it very hard to find certain toys around because they just don't exist. Now, Mattel have sent me things in the past, and as of speaking and recording this right now, I do have a box waiting for me in Japan that Mattel have sent me. I highly doubt it's this though. The image shows a Ford Explorer, a Jurassic Park gate with electric fence, some of the little signage that you can get of like the raptor pens, the Gallimimus, you know, some nice authenticity sort of things you can have. Lex, Tim, and as well as a goat. And not only, you know, this is Jurassic Park, but there is a T-Rex here. But you might be thinking, well, that looks like not Rexy, it's green. Well, that's because this is the buck T-Rex, not from Jurassic Park, but from the Lost World. So already, I'm kind of thinking, why is that here? Okay, so let's just have a look. So we're celebrating Jurassic Park's 30th anniversary with awe-inspiring crowdfunding. It starts with the enormous fan-demanded motorized entry gates, and a first-ever Ford Explorer number 5. So if you know Jurassic Park, there was 2 Explorers, one was 05, one was 04. I'm assuming all of the ones that they made so far have been 04. So this one's 05. Difference being the number. No expenses have been spared on recreating the details, and the collector level execution extends to all the extras you can unlock from each tier. Say the magic word, fund all the extras, and return with us to a time when dinosaurs ruled the earth. Sounds great on paper. Now, already they need 5,000 in order to achieve, I think, funding. Like, if this gets 5,000 backers, which actually they do call them backers, then it will go into production. But what do you get for your £300? Now, it could be different in dollars. If it's $300, you're actually cheaper. Now, you get a Ford Explorer, you get the electronic gates, and that's it. This one right, you see that T-Rex? You don't get. That car, you get the car, and you get the gates. Now, if we have a look at the gate, it's well done. It's got like an embossed Jurassic Park logo. It has the flames that are some sort of, you know, clear plastic that might have light bulbs around it. If we look at the back, you've got a speaker, so I'm assuming that it might play the Jurassic Park theme tune, you know, when you open it. You can actually charge it, I'm assuming, because there's a couple of different plugs there. There's an on and off switch, and also a little bit of level of detail. You got Dennis Nedry's, you know, when he sort of like overhauled it to manual power and then just drove through it. It would be cool if that worked, but if I'm going to be honest, it looks kind of shoddy. It looks like it's been vacuum molded, and they just kind of put a little bit of paint over it. There you go. Now, as far as the Explorer goes, we have a quick look at that. Yeah, that's very true to the Jurassic Park Explorer that we've seen in the movies. You've got some details. You've got the tour program that's been printed onto the plastic, as well as some extra detail there. And as you can very clearly see, only 1,316 people have pledged to it. Me not being one of them. And we'll get into that and reasons why in a second. So, overall, what are you getting for your money? It's not worth it. It's not worth it. At 6,000, the thing is, 5,000 is the biggest milestone they need to make. Then it's 6,000, which gives you an electrocution or post-electrocution Tim figure, and 2 enclosure fences. So it's just mind-boggling. So this fence that you see, this thing, I mean, we can't really see it. If we scroll down, there we go. We can see a better version of it. You've got the gates opening there. Stay in the car. There's a better shot. I should have just scrolled to these, my bad. And there's the fence. Now the fence, it's I don't know what it's made out of. It looks like it's made out of some sort of, like an actual metal cable, which is interesting. The fence itself also has lights. Tim doesn't fly off it the way they've shown it, but it looks like it does have some sort of light flashing. The only thing is, this doesn't look anything like the lights that flashed on the original. Anyway, and then the biggest one you want to unlock, I assume, is the Buck T-Rex from The Lost World. Now, I don't really know too much about the model or the animatronic that they used when it comes to The Lost World, but the only reason why this isn't Rexy is because we've had 5 million Rexys before. So in order to maybe get us to, want to buy the kit, they're giving us the Buck T-Rex, which we've wanted for a while. In fact, we did get it ages ago, I think, in a legacy set. I could be wrong, but I mean, it has better articulation, more articulation, a higher level of detail. It's very reminiscent of, hold on, I'll go get it. This T-Rex, this being the Big Daddy of the Lost World playset. I mean, you had the RV, of course, but this thing, it was gorgeous. It's almost 100% rubber, except for the arms and the legs, which you can see a very clear cut for the plastic there. But you could open its mouth to do whatever you wanted it to do. It would eat something, it'd eat the guy that came with it, and you could fish it out of its belly there. It was also electronic. Obviously, what's inspired this coloring, because I don't really know if the Buck T-Rex had a defined color to it in the movies. Kenner, that's it. I was trying to think of who made this. For Kenner, they decided to go with this lovely color scheme, and Mattel have faithfully recreated it, all from the tiger stripes down the back to the tiger stripes there. But in terms of this set, it doesn't really make too much sense. And let's get into that. So for £300, you're getting, at the moment you're not getting anything because it's not getting funded, but you're getting the gate and you're also getting the Explorer. Now let me tell you why that's a terrible idea. Not too long ago, we got the Explorer. So it boggles the mind. So here is the Explorer. I mean, I've unboxed these. You can find this on my channel, but it is almost exactly the same Explorer that came out with freaking Tim. And this Tim is very good quality. The jacket, the face, everything about this is top notch. So I'm assuming they're just using this and changing the head sculpt. And I mean, if you don't own a Tim and you don't own the Explorer, there's no reason for you to back this £300 project when you can buy this, or you can probably find it on eBay or secondhand or somewhere. It exists. Now, the biggest differences, or should I say the similarities, are that they didn't have the paint applications for the windows. They'd be more accurate because they've added the black trim around the windows and stuff, but this really isn't something that begs the extra money, because you can just get a paintbrush and go, as you see me do when I painted the friggin' colossal Giganotosaurus's nails, because they didn't paint them. So what else do you get? Well, you actually get the Pelican briefcase that the flares and the searchlight were in. Now, I don't even know if this thing opens in the boot. It shows it, but that's about it. Also, as you can tell, this is an 04, and that one's gonna be an 05. As far as interior and the front goes, well, it's verbatim the same. Okay, so they've painted the side mirrors. They've actually added a rear view mirror onto the actual car itself. But as far as the screen goes and the dash, they've kept that all the same. They've painted it to be more accurate. They've actually printed a tour program screen onto it. But for all intensive purposes, this guy right here with its opening doors, its amazing paint application with its fading, even the lights on the front, they haven't changed in this one. Yes, they've got the BF Goodrich all-terrain TAs. This new one has, this one doesn't. But to a kid, it's really only going to be a collector that's going to notice those differences. And if we're a collector, you might as well just paint it and save yourself the cost. Speaking of what else you get the Jurassic Park gate that, opens. That in itself is very good. I can't see a reason to knock that other than, you could probably find, if you wanted, a Jurassic Park gate on eBay or other secondhand shops. Where someone's traded in the original Jurassic Park Kenner compound and you got a gate with that. And, like I said, when it comes to Tim, we've already had Tim. All you're getting for the backer reward, what is it? At 6,000 backers, your extra 300. If this is fully funded, even then it's still a stretch to say is it worth 300, because I don't know if it is, because we've already got Tim, we've already got the Explorer, we have a gazillion T-Rexes. I don't know how, yes, it's the book T-Rex, its paint application looks different, but as far as the head sculpt goes, maybe it's a little bit different? I'm not really gonna notice. Yes, there's more articulation for the arms, but there's been so many of these turtleneck, T-Rexes that I'm not really gonna notice the difference. And if I really wanted to, I could paint this T-Rex to look like that. In fact, that would be a good project, wouldn't it? I've got all my paints, I paint Warhammer, I should probably okay, let's paint this. Let's see if I can do a better job than or as close to as the Mattel and save myself the money. The only real exclusives here are the electric fence, which we can see on this image, actually just cuts off. What? So it's not like, you can string them all together. For some reason, they've cut it diagonal, so you can't even link the fences together if you wanted to make a full compound. Not that you would, but if you had spent thousands and you got 2 links of these fences, you might be able to make a fully, working, the blinks and stuff, or fence compound. But if I'm honest, I don't think you'd be able to do that, because the reason why this Jurassic Park gate has the bottom bit here, with that, the other connection, I think, is to do with the electric fences. I think you plug in the electric fences to that, and that's how they work. I don't think the electric fences have their own outlet or charge. I think that's probably why they are, cut to the gate. So already thinking about using the electric fences to make a compound or put them somewhere else, have them blink, I think you need that Jurassic Park gate there in order to make them blink. I could be wrong, I don't know. Anyway, your real exclusives, if we're going to be honest, are Lex and the goat, because we have not had a Lex figure, so I don't know what to say. This is targeted exclusively towards collectors, let's be honest, because a bit of plastic like this is all a kid needs. They don't need realism, they don't need a flashing light. Their imagination takes over. It's almost like where, as an adult, we're having to pay extra to fill in the void that our imagination can't do anymore. If we're honest, people who are collecting these sorts of things have imagination anyway. So we don't need to spend an extra 100, 200, 300 pound to have flashing lights or a car with black window trims on it. So in conclusion, is it worth the 300? No, I don't think so. And I'm not the only one. It shows that pretty much everybody else has the same idea. That's why it has not been backed. If they had not released the Ford Explorer, Tim, and a million and one T-Rexes beforehand, I don't think the paint application to turn a T-Rex into the book, an exclusive Lex and Goat, even, that's not guaranteed, is worth it. Unfortunately, I think this is going to be one of the first Mattel creations to go extinct, and maybe this is something that they really need to reconsider. I think in this video I've laid out all my critiques, but if I was to, be head of Mattel, and if I was to put myself in their shoes and think about a project that would have been the strongest to start with, honestly, the RV from the Lost World. You've already got the T-Rex book. You just needed to make the RV, because apart from the compound, which it seems though they've got tunnel vision and they're just focused on the first movie, Lost World, you should have done the RV. You should have made it electronic, just like the original Kenner, but made it way more. You could have done so much with the interior. You could have lit up those computers. You could have made it look absolutely gorgeous. And putting that buck T-Rex in there would have made sense. I feel like they've completely missed out on an opportunity there. But I understand why they did this. This, from a marketing standpoint, the popularity, you see all the numbers, Jurassic Park, the most popular film, just get the fence, get the electrified Tim, you're recreating iconic scenes. But obviously they ran out of ideas. What you could have done is either done the RV, because you got the buck T-Rex, you just chuck that in there, or the visitor center. I'm assuming in order to cut costs, they repurposed molds and stuff that they've already had in the past, already made, pre-made, like Tim, like the Ford Explorer, and still charged out the wazoo for products that we've already gotten. Anyway, guys, this is, I'm back in the UK for a little bit, and we're going to get back to toy unboxings. I will do toy unboxings when I get back to Japan. I just still need to set up the space properly. And it will look great, I promise. But now that I'm here, I'm ready. I'm ready to see just what Mattel has released, or just generally have fun. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed the video, leave a comment. Tell me what your thoughts are, because, us as if it wasn't for us Jurassic toy enthusiasts, we wouldn't have gotten all these amazing toys. We wouldn't be complaining. If we were still stuck with Hasbro and Mattel just came to us with this amazing project, we would have backed it. Yeah. 100%. But we have kind of been spoiled with Mattel. They've given us so many good things that now that they're giving us kind of a similar standard, we're not happy. We want better. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, and until next time, I'll see you guys later. Oh, bye-bye.